Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land today? Lord have mercy, here we are. Veterans Day in November. The weather is cold and wet and nasty here. I hope it's better where you're at. It's been blowing 45 mile an hour, trying to blow me clear over to Matt's house in Pennsylvania.
Come on over, Brenda. You can come on over anytime.
I've been hanging on to everything I can hang on to, flag poles, anything to keep from blowing clear across 2 states.
It is cool and clear here. No wind.
Oh man, it's coming your way.
Oh, why
probably
do you
have it
send
tomorrow.
all this crap my way every time?
Well, I'd like to share the love. I can't help it.
Yeah, I guess so.
We got a few people out there in the chat. When a girl has no name is out there. That's Frenzy Wicked Truth. For those of you who don't know her, we've got Harneal Media. That's Steve. Good to have you out there. We got Jim Bashirs in the house. We got Mutt Nuts Crazy World. And let's see, going on down through here.
Oh, brother from another mother.
Jim Dockrell's in the house. What's up tonight? Lord, I tell you what. This is the week for the solicitation calls. They have just been calling and ringing the phone off the hook. Some of them I don't answer. But if you don't answer, they're just going to call you back. And even if you do answer it, they're not going to take your name off the list. They're going to continue to call back. And they're just going to aggravate you until they kill you. But I have a solution for this. Because I've been told, and I've heard it in different forms of news, that we have a problem in this country with people doing important jobs, like delivering stuff to stores, the supply chain issues, or getting trucks unloaded, getting these big cargo trailers unloaded, and that they don't have enough people to do the jobs. I say we shut down all of these call centers and take all them folks that's working in these call centers and put them to work doing important stuff where they're not aggravating people.
I think you are on to something, Brenda. I think you are on to something. Let's do it. How do we make that happen?
I don't know. Because I don't think that we got anybody in Washington that has the cojones to do anything about it.
Oh.
And if you think that there's somebody there that would do it, you let me know, and I'll start a campaign. And
your problem started when you expected Washington to do something for you. Like that's right off the bat. There's a problem.
But see, somebody in authority has to do something about it. There's Big Flip.
He's in the chat too. Hi, Big Flip.
Is he in the house?
Yes, BrendaG just gave me your sticker. I love it.
There he is.
Thank you.
Said hello to all. Hello, Big Flip. Good to see you. Help us figure this one out on how we get these folks out of the call center and doing important jobs like supply chain issue things and unloading cargo trailers and delivering stuff to stores. How do we accomplish this?
Good presidential platform to run on. Will you run to be president of the United States?
Oh, hell yes. In a heartbeat. Things won't be perfect, but they'll be different.
You could start every press conference with "Lord have mercy."
start out howdy, and then it'll go to "Lord have mercy." But yeah,
America would love you, BrendaG.
I promise, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that things will not be perfect, but they'll be different. You can bet on that. It. Take that one to the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, pick trash up along the roads and work on bridges. Yeah, there's a whole slew of jobs that them folks could be doing rather than calling people and aggravating them on the phone.
Oh, sure there are.
But my favorite one, because this shuts them up. They don't speak when you do this to them. Is when the phone rings and you don't recognize the phone number. Now, if I'm assuming that if it was somebody that knew me, they'd recognize my voice and say, "Oh, that's really funny," and then we'd have a good laugh about it and go on. But when the phone rings and I don't recognize the number, I answer it and I say, Hello, you're live on WBGD. What's your question? And you get this silence, and so you say, "You're live on the air. What's your question?"
Crickets, crickets, crickets.
No, when you're live on the air, that means you're supposed to speak, and then you hear a click because they hang up, see, because they don't want to say anything and be in a call center. I figure that's the best way to get my phone number taken off of their list because they don't want to waste their time calling a radio station.
Yep. Yep. I used to do all the things. I used to see how long I could keep them on the phone. I just don't have enough time for that anymore. And I like when they give you this. Well, how much does it cost? Well, there's no out of pocket. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, but how much does it cost? But there's no out of pocket. She wouldn't answer me. I was
It's
like,
free. That's what I
well,
get.
let me ask you.
Free.
I'm like, are you working for free in this job? Well, no. I'm like, where does the money that funds your paycheck come from? Click.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotcha. I gotcha.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, Big Flip says that they're in a call center for a reason, probably not very good help moving materials or supplies. We'd find out. We'd be finding out.
Even if they could load 5 boxes before they become completely inept, that's better than
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or, if they're not able to stand or, do that kind of thing, surely to goodness they can push a pencil. If they're doing a call center job, they can be counting stuff,
Mhm.
how many boxes of this and how many boxes of that and where is it going to? Dispatchers. But yeah, get them off them call center jobs because Lord, that's not doing anything but wasting everybody's time.
Exactly. I got some fun news to share.
Well, go for it.
I am getting myself back in the wood shop, and are you sitting down?
Yes, I am.
I am going to, for the first time ever, try and manufacture something for sale. Because I just cobble stuff together because I like it for my YouTube videos. I never really do work for hire. But I think I'm going to make a run of those lawn ornament candy canes. I don't know if you've ever seen them. I take a 2-inch thick piece of, not 2-inch thick, but a piece of plywood, 3/4 inch plywood, cut 2 inches, and I make a lawn ornament out of it. And they have metal rods to stick them into the ground. And you can see them from far away because they're 2 inches and they look really nice. They're
Mhm.
about 2.5 feet tall. And I sold a couple last year because friends came over. Oh, I want some of those. I'm like, okay. I made some and I sold some. But I think I'm going to get that going and see what I could do. Hopefully, it's going to be pickup only because you buy 25 boxes from Uline and it's $60.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh gosh, do I want to drop $60 on boxes and then figure out the shipping and then have people pretend that never arrived or they're broken? I'm like, so I'm a little skittish about physical goods, but I think I'm going to give it a go, and it'll be a practice run for when I make my cutting boards that look like a keyboard, a piano keyboard. That's my long-term
Mhm.
vision. So Jim Bashir says, go Matt. Thank you, Jim. Yeah. Thinking
Yeah,
about
I hope
doing
that
that.
works out for you.
I'll let you know, and I've got to get them done this weekend. This is my goal because it's time for people to start decorating, and like if it goes one more week, I'm too late as far as I'm
Mhm.
concerned.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've got a pile of tiles that I've got to get finished up and get on Etsy. I can't seem to get to them because I'm too busy fielding these these robocalls or call center calls or whatever you want to call them. These people will not leave me alone. About the time I sit down there and get the stuff out that I need to do the job, then the calls start in. I'm like, holy smoke, would you people please find yourself another hobby besides bothering me?
the world needs to leave you alone for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I did get your package. I think I told you something. I order every year. I order a run of soaps from BrendaG. She has goat's milk soap, which is her secret recipe, which I begged her to share with me, but she's taking it to the grave.
That's right.
And I also got the stone coasters with the pigs, the flying pigs on them, because my brother's girlfriend loves pigs. She collects pig memorabilia.
See, they look even better in person than they do.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And I like how the pigs are not all the same color. You used slightly different, which is nice. It's a
Yeah.
crafty, little bit of variety. I really
Mix
like
it up a little bit. That way, when you pass the coasters out, everybody's got a different one. So they get their drinks mixed up. They should remember what color pig they had.
Well, see, that's well overthought, which is par for the course in my world. I overthink everything. I kind of got in a little spat with my wife because she was doing one of these things where she's looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, okay, stop. I'm like, I have a reason for doing this. If anything, I overthink the reason. I'm like, this reason A and B and C is why you're looking at me like I got 3 eyes. I'm like, stop it. I overthink.
I put out a new video a while ago there.
I saw.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that's how the fight started. Artfully Blind with Diana. Hello.
Hey, Diana, good to see you. Yeah, I did something special in it just for you, but I don't think you noticed it.
Well, I saw 2 episodes of That's How the Fight Started.
Right. But this one I just put out today, there was something special there just for you.
That's is it episode 2?
Yeah.
I saw episode 2.
Yeah.
I even commented on it.
And you didn't notice what I did special just for you.
I'll have to give it another run through.
The little thing there at the top, that.
Oh, what did it say?
It said, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Dunning Comic Sans.
Brenda G. Brenda G. All right. That's it. I can't show my face on this stream.
I was sure you'd pick that out.
Well, I watched it from my phone, and I wasn't, couldn't quite discern everything on the screen.
Muttonette says that she loves the tiles that she got from me. I'm trying to remember. Gosh, there's been several sets of them go out, and I can't remember which one. Oh, it was the leaves. The leaves that I sent her. And let's see, Jim Bashir's. I thought it was going to be don't get shot. Don't get short with me, Frodo. Punchline.
Frodo Baggins.
Now that's one that I'm not, real familiar with, but the Sleepy, Grumpy, Dopey.
Oh, the 7 dwarves, yeah.
Happy, all them. Now that's more my era.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings is a good property, and I hear Amazon Prime has bought the rights to it, and they're going to release a miniseries, and people say it's awful. They ruined it. They ruined the franchise. Sucks, man. Everything I love gets ruined. Doctor Who is unwatchable. The BBC is probably going to file for bankruptcy because Doctor Who tanked it. It was their #1 property. Out of not just the #1 sci-fi, it was the #1 seller on the whole BBC network, the British Broadcasting, whatever. And it's a sad state of affairs. Disney blew up Star Wars. It's unwatchable, with the exception of The Mandalorian, which thankfully Kathleen Kennedy had very little to do with. She's the CEO of Lucasfilm, who runs Star Wars. Disney owns it now. Yep. We'll see. We shall see.
Well, here we are at Veterans Day, and I found some facts about Veterans Day.
Okay.
Maybe not everybody knows. It says it's not Veteran '(S) Day or Veterans ' Day. Veterans Day is actually spelled without an apostrophe.
Oh, okay.
See, I thought you'd find that interesting with, all your punctuation stuff.
Yeah. Because if it had the apostrophe, it would be possessive. In other words,
Mhm.
the day is owned by veterans. But I
Mhm.
guess if you're a third party observer and everyone can partake in celebrating, then maybe you drop the possessive apostrophe.
Yeah.
That must be what's going on.
Originally, Veterans Day was known as Armistice Day, which began to be celebrated on the 1-year anniversary of when the agreement to cease fire was made to end World War I.
Yeah, didn't that take place on a battleship? Or was that the other world? No, yeah, I think World War One. There was some sort of end of the war when the other country went on a U.S. battleship and signed the cease.
Let's see. It says from 1971 to 1977, the Uniform Holiday Bill went into effect, which moved Veterans Day from a set date on November the 11th to being celebrated on a Monday, which would allow federal employees to have a 3-day weekend. So I guess that didn't work out too great for them, and they decided to change it again because here we are on a Thursday. But that was from 1971, 1977, they did that. And I don't remember that myself. I probably should have. I was in high school then. Veterans Day differs in meaning from Memorial Day, in the United States holiday, which honors specifically those who lost their lives while serving in the military.
That's right. It's for the fallen.
So there's a few facts for you. There's a whole bunch of them online if you want to look them up. But I thought with it being Veterans Day, this would be an appropriate time to bring up some Veterans Day facts.
Good facts. Good facts. My mind is blown. Is your mind blown?
My mind's blown every day. All I have to do is wake up.
Does anyone in the chat have a mind-blowing fact that they want to share? You should get back to our roots here on this channel.
My mind gets blown just getting out of bed of a morning. Like, okay, what kind of fresh hell's this today?
Yep, I have off on Friday. I'm getting a haircut, and then I'm going to be in the wood shop, and then I'm going to Costco, and I'm coming home. I'm going to go back in the wood shop, and I'm just going to.
Well, I get my hair cut next week. At least that's the plan. And Lord have mercy, I need it. It stands on end. I have to plaster it down with bacon grease, and then the dog chases me. She left it too long last time. I should have made her cut it shorter, but I'll be making her cut it shorter this time because I ain't going to go through this crap again. This is ridiculous. All I have to do is just shake my head and my hair just, it looks like Einstein or something. It goes crazy. But tomorrow, I got the fellers coming to work on the house, or at least that's what I was told. So I don't know what they're aiming to do, but they're supposed to be here tomorrow. And that means that the car needs to be out of the garage so that I can run my errands and do what I need to do, or I'll be stuck here until such time as they get their stuff out of my driveway, or I can't get the car out of the garage. And so while they're out there doing whatever it is they're doing, after I get my errands run and get back here, I'm planning. Of course, I've been planning this all week, but I'm planning to work on the coaster tiles. Yeah, I can just hear them when I walk by the table that they're sitting on now saying, yeah, promises.
Oh, hey, Jimbo showed up. And,
hey, Jimbo.
Artfully Blind says, interesting fact, maybe not mind-blowing, LOL. The word taco means light lunch. Okay. Light lunch. Although I can eat a lot of tacos that aren't very light.
I've gotten so that I only really eat one meal a day. That's about all I want. I mean, I want a lot of things. I'll be sitting around and maybe watching a video or something, and I'll think, boy, I could go for, and it's always junk. I could go for some chips, or I could go. I'm thinking, and you don't need it. Lord have mercy. You, you've done had your share. Leave some for other people. And then I talk myself out of it and go on. But I only really get hungry about once a day, and then I feed myself. It's I don't just say, well, I'm just going to mince around on this, that, and mince all day. I fix myself a meal and I eat.
Yeah.
And then I'm really not hungry for the rest of the day.
Me,
If I do get hungry, then I just have a piece of fruit or something, nothing major.
I'm a big breakfast, basically a salad for lunch, not very much anything for lunch. And then I'll eat a reasonable dinner, nothing elaborate. And then maybe snack on something late night watching TV when I'm exhausted. I've been going nonstop. 5 a.m. I was on the treadmill for a half hour before this. That was my only downtime. I've just been grinding all day.
Are you trying to get it all done so that when you're dead, there ain't nothing left for me to do?
Man.
Because if that's your goal, by all means, but I don't think you're going to accomplish that.
Maybe not.
And that's what my granny used to say all the time, when I'd say, why don't you do this or why don't you do that? And she'd say, if I thought I could get it all done so there wasn't nothing left for you to do when I'm dead, then I'd hop to it. But I just don't see that happening. So it's probably not going to get done.
So it's an impossible task. So why try?
Yeah.
Is the gist of it. Okay. Yeah. I got you.
She was a wise woman, that one.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
Then Jim's wondering, what does enchilada mean? That's what he had for lunch. Doesn't that mean party in your pants?
About 6 hours later, it does. Yeah.
Poor Jim.
Time for coconut cream pie. I've been eating a lot of coconut. Coconut is very keto friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And I love coconut. Coconut is underrated, man.
Oh, yeah. Coconut's good for you.
Yeah.
Coconut's good for you. When I was a kid, my mother used to buy coconuts at the store and bring them home and bust them open. And, then you beat yourself to death trying to chop the coconut out of the shell and keep the shell out of the coconut. And there, of course, coconut milk would fly everywhere. Didn't matter what you did. Could put it like in a bowl or something, down in a pot, to break it open so that the milk was in it. But even then, the milk would get the shell in it, and then you had to try to strain it to keep the shell out of it. And I'd rather just buy mine by the package. Thank you very much.
I bought coconut milk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I'm going to try coconut. It has no flavor.
No.
I thought it would taste like coconut. No. It's just milky water that doesn't taste like milk. It
make you go potty.
Like water.
It will make you go potty.
They make you do what?
It'll make you go potty.
Well, that'll be the case for anything you drink, right?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, this may be more so than other stuff.
Oh, had no idea.
You might be high stepping. Frenzy says she hates doing dishes. I hate housework. I hate housework with a passion. What I need is a good maid that works for free. I don't want much. But see, that comes from when I was a kid. My mother had cancer. And so I had all the housework to do from the time I was 12 on. Everything. Dishes, cooking, cleaning, laundry, everything. Besides going to school and raising the garden and doing my 4-H projects. I was a very busy kid. And if I didn't do things the way she wanted them done, she beat the hell out of me. So I learned to hate housework with a passion. I hate it.
Wow. That's
I'll do it when I have to do it, but
I have been watching cleaning videos on YouTube. And you'd think it would be the most boring crap out there. It's actually pretty cool.
does it get things cleaned up for you? Because
People
I'd
use
turn them videos on. I'd let them play from here to eternity if it would clean my house.
doesn't do anything for you, but it shows you interesting use of products you wouldn't think to use the way that they're being used.
Yeah.
Like, for example, toilet bowl cleaner can clean the grout in a shower.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? Anyway.
Yeah, Crystal McGuire's out there. Hello,
Crystal.
Crystal. Good to see you. Yeah, Jim says she could beat the hell out of you if she had enough strength to do it herself. Yeah, you would think, wouldn't you? But no, it didn't work that way at my house. No. Yeah, Diana says she hates housework too. Yeah, not my thing.
I want to hire like Mary Mates to come through and just give the house a top to bottom scrub and then hopefully keep after it. But anyway.
Well, see, that's why I'm after the lottery. Because when I move to the mansion, then I'm just going to hire a cleaning service, however much it takes, because I'm figuring probably once a week. But if they need to come in 2 or 3 times a week, whatever it takes, get it clean, keep it clean. But I do not intend to be wasting my time trying to clean a house when I hit the lottery. That's what the lottery money's for. That and landscaping and pool cleaning and whatever else needs to be done. I intend to be a lady at leisure.
Landscape help, big time.
Well, I obviously do. I mean, the church folks coming over and telling me that the status of my property makes the church look bad. But I'm sorry about their luck. Because it looks like it'll be spring before this job's finished up, and I ain't planting one grass seed out there until the rest of it's straightened up. Because I ain't putting it out there just for the construction crews to stomp all over and tear up.
So my house has a retaining wall, and I have about 2 feet from the retaining wall to the fence, and it is so overgrown. It's like a tropical jungle. Like you can't see through all of the weed growth. It's pretty bad. There's even a tree growing. I gotta do something. It's only 2 foot wide by about 40 feet. And it is a wall of dense jungle. It's bad.
You need your machete to catch yourself the path through it.
Oh, we have a viewer from Vietnam. Hello.
Yep. Good to see you out there. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name because I know I'll mess it all up. But welcome to the channel. Glad you dropped in. Hope you enjoy your stay.
Wow, here's a hack from Artfully Blind with Diana. Put Dawn dish detergent in the tub overnight and let it sit, and then it's super easy to clean the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
Guess because it's the grease.
Coca-Cola cleans your toilet.
Did you ever see those experiments where they take like a human tooth, like a baby tooth, and they put it in a cup of Pepsi or Coke, and it's gone the next. It just destroys it.
Yep.
I was at the dentist, and the guy in the partition on the other side, like another patient, I heard the because it's not a door, like you can hear. The doctor was counting, the dentist. He counted to 19. He says, you have 19 cavities, and it's from the soda, the sugar water from the soda. 19 cavities the guy had next to me because he's a crazy soda drinker. That's nuts. That is nuts.
Well, and as you get older, then your teeth just start to crumble anyway. It's just part of getting old. They want to say, "Oh no, your teeth will last forever." No, that's not necessarily true. Depends a lot on your body's chemistry makeup, and uh, yeah, there's a lot of different things that get into all that.
Well,
I can see that I'm going to be having upper dentures for long, and it's not going to be that far off. I'm just kind of trying to hold out now and wait and see what they're going to do with this stimulus package, because they're talking about giving us us older folks, us geriatrics, $800 dental voucher, so that we can use that toward dental stuff. And I'm thinking, well, that might just be the way that I need to go.
wow. Hey, we have Frozen Fury 009. Hello.
Hey, Frozen, good to see you. Lord have mercy, he is a guitar picking extravaganza.
Nice. I love my music channel, peeps. I got a music channel too. Hey, I got some good kind of health news. Remember, I had those questions about the scratchy things I had on my skin, and it would scab over, and then it
Yeah.
would still be scratchy.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it healed, it was scratchy, like always itching.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the doctor.
Yep.
Doctor says, I know exactly what that is. He says, I'm going to prescribe you something to rub on it. He says, it'll be gone in a month. It'll never come back. I started using it. Day one started clearing up.
Well, what did he say it was?
He said it was both psoriasis and the eczema.
Okay.
It was some sort of both, and it had like the white scaling on it,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
was a tip off. It was one certain kind of thing, and he prescribed me something, and man, it is a miracle. Modern medicine. When they get it right, it's good.
They'd have to prescribe me like a vat of that stuff, as much of that as I have on me, because it's all over both arms and across my back, and I get patches of it on my face and patches on my legs, and
I can send you a photo of what they gave me.
I just have to dip myself in it.
You can buy it on the black market. Yeah. So, but it was just one of those things where I was just dealing with it. I'm like, it's itching a little bit, but it's annoying.
Yeah.
And it was every day. And I'm like, I'm just gonna ignore it every day.
Yep.
Annoying for 6 months. And now it's gone. It's gone.
That's awesome.
I'm like, yay for medicine. It doesn't always go in your favor. You know what I mean? But like sometimes it does.
Yeah, generally, that's why I stopped going. Is you go to doctors and they want to just prescribe this and prescribe that, and nothing works, and so they try this and they try that, and it's out of your pocket. You're paying for all the visits, you're paying for all the medications, and ain't nothing working. And they don't want to kill you.
Well,
but they don't want to get you well either, because if they get you well, then you'll stop coming.
I think I finally found a level-headed, not crazy, not trying to write 1,000 scripts guy. Super smart. They just gave him his own building to govern, and then they moved him 45 minutes away. And he says, do you want to follow me over to the new place, or do you want to stay here and we'll assign you another? I'm like, how far is it? And I'm like, all right, send my records over there. And I did. And I saw him in the new place. And that sucks. You got to get up early, schlep the whole way there. I mean, it killed the whole morning.
Wait until it snows.
Well, that's the problem. But I'm telling you, the guy is good. This doctor is on it. He knows his stuff. Because we were talking about another issue, and I'm like, well, should I go to a dermatologist or should I go to a plastic surgeon to get this done? He goes, Matt, I've done over 100 of these, and frankly, I'm probably better at it than they are. And I knew he wasn't just bragging. Like he believed what he was saying. Like he was genuine, and he did the work, and he did a bang up job. And I went to a dermatologist to have it looked over, and I'm like, yeah, it's a great job. So I like him. And he also, I don't know if I told you this, as a side gig, he goes to mixed martial arts fights, and he's hired to call the fight when his client gets knocked out. And and he thinks he's in danger of being permanently injured or killed. And so he does that as a side job. And he says, when your client goes down, you got to jump in the ring, jump on top of them, and trap both their arms under your knees. You got to put all your weight under their arms, because when they come to, it's as if no time passed, and they're going to think you're the opponent and they'll punch you. He's got all kinds of crazy stories that he told me. He's a really cool guy. But
what a fun job.
Yeah, no, he tells me about what he says to them before they get in the ring. He says what he says to them after they wake up. It's fun.
See, what I would do. Now, he has his way of doing it, and it apparently works for him. But I would have a rope with me. And when they go down, you jump in the ring and you hog tie them like you're in a rodeo. God. See, they can't hit you if they hog tied.
Well, I think it was a means to an end. Like you got the same result, I think, is what you're getting.
Once they hog tied, you jump up and do this number, that you got them tied.
You got to show some compassion for the guy who just got knocked out. It sounds like Dr. Strange before he went to Tibet. Yeah.
But see, it has some entertainment value to it too. It's like a cross between what'd you call it? What they're doing. Taekwondo or something? Is that what you said?
Mixed martial arts.
Mixed martial arts. Yeah. It's a cross between that and rodeo. We could turn that into an Olympic sport.
You're full of good ideas today, Brenda. You had a campaign promise at the beginning of the show.
That's right.
Now you got a new sport.
That's right.
Fun. Oh, man.
Yeah, AJ likes it. He said he could watch it then. He likes the hog tying idea.
There you go. Could be the next big thing.
That's right.
Trying to hit the lottery. Maybe this is your $1 million idea.
See, I used to just carry a rope around on my belt all the time, just waiting for somebody to go down so I could hog tie, but nobody'd ever go down, So I just stopped carrying the rope. Of course, maybe if I throw that rock a little bit harder and hit him in the temple.
No, Artfully Blind with Diana. I don't think they do that. She says they throw each other on beds of nails and other dangerous stuff. No. This is like the octagon cage match where you have two people and they just beat the living snot out of each other. That's mixed martial arts.
Well, hell, I never called it that. I just called that Saturday night.
Practice for Brenda's House of Pain. My Festivus show is coming together.
Yeah.
I keep talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people. Who wants to get in on that?
A little over a month.
Here, I'll put the sign-up sheet. I put a sign-up sheet in the chat. If you want to be on my show and complain about technology or YouTube or social networks, we air our grievances because it's Festivus. It's December 23rd. Sign-up link is in there. You give me your name and your email address, and I'll schedule you on the show. And then you can be on all things YouTube. This is the channel it's going to be on.
It's going to be on all things YouTube, and it's going to be right before Mind Equals Blown.
That's right.
On the 23rd of December.
5:30 Eastern is when we're kicking off. And it's the only time I allow people on my show. 364 days of the year, no one's on my channel but me, except for Festivus. That's when
now I'd let somebody else on here with us if they had a question for Matt that was entertaining, but we tried that, and then we had a couple people, and then it just kind of fell by the wayside. But if anybody ever approaches me and says, I've got a question that I want to ask Matt live on the air on your show, I'll be on camera and ask him the question, and it'll be entertaining, because if you're not entertaining, I'm kicking you out. It's just part
Is
of
that
it.
offer good right now?
Sure, it's always good.
All right, folks, speak up in the chat if you want to come on the show and ask me a question. And
Ask Matt anything.
the question can be anything, and I will, to the best of my ability, answer it. No, it's not a contest to test my intelligence. It's for you to find out something you want to know. That's what an Ask Me Anything is meant to achieve.
Depends on who you ask.
If you wanted to waste it asking me some grand philosophical question that has no answer, then who am I to stop you?
Oh shoot! I don't see anybody jumping on the bandwagon to ask Matt anything.
Oh, his friend watched it all the time. I thought it was MMA. It must have been something similar, Diana. Diana's talking about what she thought MMA was.
Now, back when I was a kid, we had midget wrestling. On Saturday afternoons, you watched the big wrestling, and then after the big time wrestling, you had the midget wrestling, and then after the midget wrestling was midget bowling.
Well, on one of my many YouTube channels, I have a video of midget wrestling. And that's how they build it. They didn't build it as little person wrestling. It was midget wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the most glorious things I have ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Those two fighters beat the snot out of each other. There was a steel trash can next to the ring. The guy took it and bashed the guy over the head with it. And then he stuck the already bashed in trash can in between the ropes, and he picked up the other guy and headbutted him into it. They were picking each other up like this, and the little legs are going like this.
Well, the midget bowling was great because somebody come and grab one and by the seat of the pants and the nape of the neck and slide them down the alley to knock the pins down.
That's just wrong. Hey, Luana's here. Hi, Luana.
Hey, Luana, good to see you. But yeah, me and my grandpa, I was just a little thing. I wasn't even in school yet. I used to sit on his lap every Saturday afternoon, and we'd watch that stuff all afternoon every Saturday.
That's got to be dangerous. Those pin resetting machines are pretty nasty,
Well, if they could go through the midget wrestling, they can go through the pin resetter.
Well, during one of the midget wrestling shows, I had a chance. These happen at the baseball game. So they have a baseball game, and then after the baseball game, they have the midget wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like to get more people in the park,
right?
And I had an opportunity to throw out the first pitch, and I'm like, I want to do it on the same day as the midget wrestlers. And sure enough, one of the midget wrestlers was throwing out the first pitch too. And I got to talking to him and stuff like that. I got my picture with him. I started making friends with the wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did a show afterwards. And I have a picture of me with a wrestler who's a little person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. He's like, he's getting all wild. And he was on the show Jackass. Now, he wasn't the permanent cast member, but he did make an appearance on that show when they were doing their crazy antics. You're probably not familiar with that. It's just
I've heard of it, but
prank. Well, I don't know how to describe it. They just do crazy stuff that usually involves pain. And anyway. Frankie, CNC and Woodworking Channel. Hello, Frankie.
Hey, Frankie, good to see you. I'm just looking at the clock. You reckon we should give something away?
Yeah. How many people we got in here?
It says 9 on my screen.
Quite a few. Sure. Okay, well, let's do that, folks. Make sure you're not behind real time because Brenda is going to ask everyone to do something at the same time. She has written down a number. If you guess the number she wrote down exactly, you will win a physical prize she will mail to you. You can only guess after she says go, and you only guess once. Now, as a bonus prize, you can guess the number of capital letters she used when she wrote down the number as words. She doesn't use numerals, she uses words, and she overcapitalizes it because she knows it drives me crazy. I hate things like Comic Sans. I hate improper grammar. I hate improper capitalization, but she does it anyway because she likes to pick on me. So that's your second bonus guess. So the nomenclature would be, you would put the number that you think she wrote down, slash, and then the number of capital letters, and you could have a chance to win a bonus prize. She will ship for free. This is a physical item anywhere in the lower 48 states. If you live outside the lower 48 states, you could still play, and you can pay for shipping because she's on a fixed income. Super chats help. Thank you, Luana, for the super sticker. Or you can regift it. So everyone plays. Everyone plays. With that, what is the number range?
The number range is between 10 and 19. Here's a little something for Luana. That's the little cowbell. Thank you, Luana.
All right, when you're ready.
All right. Go.
Pick a number between 10 and 19. Choose one time. Don't forget to put your bonus prize guess number in there as well. And get those numbers rolling in. We'll see if we get a winner. No repeats yet. That's good.
We got a winner.
We have a winner.
Jim Dockrell.
All right. 13 is the number. How many capital letters? 3 capital letters, Jim Dockrell. You missed the bonus prize by 1 digit, but congratulations, Jim Dockrell, on winning. You are the winner. Now, you are in Kanadistan. So do you want to pay for shipping or do you want to re-gift it? While he's making a decision, and thank you, everyone, for playing. We wish everyone could win, but congrats, Jim. What are the 4 prizes the winner can pick from?
He says to send it to Luana. All right. Okay, here's your choices. I've got 2 of the single Cobra bracelets. Choice out. One is a small and one is a large. Okay, that's the difference in them. So pick, if you want one of the bracelets, pick which one you want. Then I've got the missing dragon's eye. It returned home. That's the last of the dragon's eyes that I have made up. That's the
last one, isn't it?
Yep. That's the bloodshot dragon's eye. And it's got the little hanger thing on the top of it, so you can hang it on your purse or make a necklace out of it or hang it on your keys or whatever you want to do. And I have a dream catcher. And this one has a buffalo fetish on it. See if I can get that up here where you can see it.
I forget what that's called.
It's called a fetish.
Fetish, that's right. Okay.
It's a stone fetish. Little carved buffalo.
I'll only ask you like 3 more times.
And I have a set of the stone tiles. These are the butterflies with the music notes on them. There's a set of 4 of those, and they have the felt on the back. So that's your 4 choices. The tiles, the dragon's eye, the bracelets, or the dream catcher.
All right. Brenda, we appreciate you doing this for the community. This is so nice of you to do that.
So, Luana, you tell me which one you want, and we'll write your name on it here.
Brenda, I hope I can keep my eyes open for the rest of the show. I am about to pass out.
Well, we're not going to be here that much
longer.
Dreamcatcher.
So take the Dreamcatcher.
Okay, so we put Luana's name on the Dreamcatcher. Okie dokie. And I hope to get it out tomorrow if I can get my car out of the garage, beat the construction guys pinning me in. Otherwise, it'll probably be next week before it goes out. But that's the that's the plan. And Luann, if you be so kind as to send me your address, you know how this works. You'd think I'd know by heart by now, wouldn't you? But my mind is only like, smidgen long. If I didn't keep my name written down, I'd forget what it was.
Oh, I have some other fun news. I started to put up the Christmas lights outside the house. Now they're not on, but part of it is up. I have a porch with a railing, and they go all over the railing. So these are colored lights on the railing. And then across the rain spout, I'm doing all white lights. Looks nice.
When do you plan to turn them on?
I don't know. Probably closer to Thanksgiving.
See, I'll just turn them on now.
Turn them on now? What do
Yeah.
you say? Audience, please vote. Say on now or wait.
And
on or wait.
I'd have a speaker out there in the yard with Christmas music blaring.
I could take these floodlights and put them out and do red and green, because these will light up the house. That's how bright they are. These are exterior colored flood lamps. Oh, we got two nows and a wait. Okay. All right.
See, I don't wait. You can wait, and then what if something happened to you and you wouldn't get to enjoy it? You know? It's all about the here and now.
Have you ever here's something I want to do. Yeah. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to share something on screen.
All right.
This is a holiday lawn ornament that I just like, and I should probably do. So, have you ever seen this meme where you have Joseph here with the praying hands, and then this is Mary with the praying, but it looks like two Tyrannosaurus Rexes? Do you see how it looks like two dinosaurs, and this is a table saw? and then people are doing I want to make a wood cutout that has this, but I want to make it look like exactly like dinosaurs.
Well, y'all be able to do that. You got that cricket.
Well, I'll make it out of plywood. Oh,
Yeah,
look,
but
see, look, this is obvious. Look, that's exactly that's exactly what I should make. He painted it green. Oh God.
Oh, you speaking of ailments, talking about that cream and stuff. I've had a new mystery ailment come up in the last week.
Mm-mm.
Right here at the edge of this joint, at the top corner, going up to the bottom of the other joint, has been so sore that you would think that I'd whacked it with a hammer or somebody had stomped it or something. And it's not purple. It's, there's no discoloration to it, just a slight amount of swelling. But to touch it against anything, you think the top of your head's going to come clean off.
My goodness. Is it getting better over time?
It's a little bit better than it was a couple days ago. Just a tiny bit. But you don't want to touch that to nothing. And the only thing, I can't remember injuring it or anything. And the only thing I can come up with is that I flipped somebody off so hard that I sprained it.
Hey, Mr. Dutchy Dutch is here. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Dutchy Dutch, how's your hair?
What does Mr. Dutchy Dutch think about the new Xbox?
I don't know.
They have no disk drive. It's all downloadable. And the drive is solid state. No spinning disk anymore.
One of these days, you're just going to be able to go in someplace and get a chip, and, everything will just play inside your head.
Oh, he commented, but YouTube is censoring it. So there you go. Oh, nice as crap. Okay. I think you're a PC gamer, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Mr. Dutchy Dutch? Games on computer, not a console.
Yeah, Luann was asking if it's a bug bite. No, there's no bites. There's no broken skin, nothing. It's just sore in the joint and in the bone. And it's not like an arthritis kind of sore, because I got plenty of that. But no, this is like an injury type soreness, but I can't remember injuring it. You'd think something that hurts that doggone bad, you'd remember it. But just bumping it against something. The other day, I took a hold of the door handle and my hand slipped, and the door knob went between these two fingers. And when the bottom of the doorknob hit this finger, I thought I was just going to go meet Jesus. The Lord, it's over for me.
Well, maybe when you were abducted by aliens, they did something to it.
That could be. I don't know what the aliens would want with me, though.
They want to tap into your cowbell technology.
Oh, and I had something I wanted to clear up too in this episode, because last episode we was talking about them taser type things, that zap people, and it's called a stun gun. That's what it's called. It has two electrodes that come out of it, and when you poke somebody with them electrodes, when you push the button, between the two electrodes comes these electric sparks, and they zap the hooties off of you and knock you to the ground.
Luana says maybe you slept with it and bent it in a deep sleep. That has happened to me.
Well, problem is I don't really sleep anymore since the debacle back in August with the tree falling on the house. If I do sleep, it's probably not for any more than 15 minutes in a deep, in a real deep sleep. And I'll wake up soaked in sweat, like somebody's turned a hose on me.
My God, Brenda, that's no way to live.
Yeah, it's like PTSD. And well, today I was a nervous wreck here today. If I didn't have show tonight, I don't know. I'd have found someplace to go and not been here. Me and the dog would have gone somewhere. But 45-mile-an-hour winds. That other tree is still out front. I watched out the window today. the whole dang tree out there in the wind, and I thought, no, please don't let that thing fall. So yeah, and then branches falling out of it on the ground. I'm figuring it's probably just rotten inside as that other one was. And the city not paying no attention to any of this, just thumbing their nose at me, thinking it's funny. And I thought, yeah, you don't have to live this. You don't have to go through what I go through. In the middle of the night, I can be laying in bed, and get myself relaxed enough that I could probably fall asleep and, just kind of dozy, and something touches the house. I don't know. Could be a cat. It could be a squirrel. Something just touches the house, and I'm up. That's it. Sleeping time's over.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, if I could sleep in a good deep sleep, I'd say, yeah, that might be the question. But no, I don't do that anymore. And, I don't know how long I'll be able to go on at this kind of a rate. Because people need to get some sleep. But
well, you got the workers there tomorrow. Maybe they'll finish it up, and maybe you can put a period on it. Move on.
No, they won't finish nothing tomorrow. because the house still needs to be power washed and painted, and they can't do that till spring now because they've let it get too cold. And I figure they're not going to be putting the fence in tomorrow. They're probably just going to work on soffits and downspouts, or at least that's what I'm hoping that they're going to be working on, because I
That's the most
figure
important.
this is probably going to be the last I see of them until spring.
You have to
But
control the water. You can't have water just go willy-nilly.
even if they get it all done next spring, if that tree is still out there and that stump that's about 4 foot tall and jagged all over the place for somebody to get hurt on, I'm not going to see any peace. You know, I've told them I want that stuff out of there, and they just think it's funny.
Sick your lawyer on them.
Well, that costs money. See, therein lies the problem.
Well, become independently wealthy by selling crafts on Etsy.
Yeah. From your lips to God's ear, I wish. I put it up there, wait for somebody to buy some stuff, but you know, it's slow going. But yeah, when every time the wind blows, you're waiting for a tree to fall, either on the house or on somebody else's house, and then come after you for it, which I can't do anything about it because I'm not allowed to touch that stuff out there. And the city don't want to do nothing about it because they think it's funny. And I'm thinking, okay, what if there was people driving up and down that street today with that wind howling at 45 miles an hour. I'm thinking, if that tree fell on one of them cars and killed somebody, who's going to be responsible?
Brenda, that's a tough situation.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't see any peace anymore. My only bet at this point in time is win the lottery, Publishers Clearinghouse. I mean, you know, something. They'll give me enough money that I can get away from here, because I ain't going to do it on no Social Security.
Jim wants to know where the other tree is. It's out by the street.
Yeah,
So it's between
out in front of the house.
Sidewalk and the street, which is technically the easement, and the township has
City.
ownership of it.
City.
Apparently.
Yeah. It's the city's right away.
But that's your land, though.
It's my land, but I can't touch anything in the city's right away.
That doesn't make sense. You should be able to do whatever you want on your land.
I called the tree guy that the city uses because of the pine tree that got tore up in my yard, not on the easement. That other tree hit my pine tree, tore the whole side out of it. So that had to come down. It's either that or it's going to fall on the neighbor's house, and then I was going to be responsible for fixing her house too. So I called him up, and when he came over here and I'm talking to him about that pine tree, I pointed at that tree that's still standing out there on the easement, and I said, what would it take to get that one down too? And he turned and looked at me and he said, well, you can't touch that. That's on the city's right of way. You're not allowed to touch any trees on the city's right of way. And he's the guy that the city uses to take trees down. So, I mean, what do I do? Do I hire somebody to take that tree down, like it or not, and take the damn thing down and then have the city sue me?
I don't have answers.
Yeah.
It's a crazy situation.
And I was thinking, you know, in the springtime, they're going to be wanting the property taxes. I'm thinking I'm just going to write a little note and send it up to the courthouse, to the tax office up there, and say, you can collect it from the city from all the money they owe me. See how that works.
Yeah. I'm not paying any more of my taxes until this is squared.
Yeah. Take it out of the mayor's budget, out of his salary. Yeah. Let's see. We got some comments here in the chat. You could chop a directional cut so that it falls in the street. Yeah, I could get sued too. And let's see. No sleep can lead to psychosis. Well, that answers a whole lot of questions, don't it? Montana's the only state you can own land. No, that's not true. No. You own it, but you have to pay tax on it.
And if you don't pay taxes, they can
They can take
repossess
it.
Yeah, that's the problem with it.
Yeah. Let's see. Frankie says it's your land if someone gets hurt on it or the grass is too tall. That's about it.
Sadly, that's correct, Frankie. Sadly.
Or if the neighbors want to complain about anything you're doing.
Were you about ready to call it, Brenda?
Well, Luann wanted to know how your son's girlfriend likes the tiles. I think you're waiting till Christmas on that, ain't you?
This will be a Christmas gift, Luanna. Yeah. Thanks again for the gift, but it will be part of her Christmas gift. She's getting that, and she's getting the soaps and a few other things. But I know she would love it. She's got pig everything. And she was just at a farm and she got the whole brand new piglets. Like they were like 2 days old. Mm-hmm. And she was in heaven. They were all over her Instagram, all over her Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, that says turn the beavers loose on the tree. Listen, the only beaver I know of would not be interested in no rotten tree.
Should I loan you this girl here?
I only had an encounter with a beaver one time in the wild, and that was the last place I lived in. It was back in the sticks, and there was a creek about a mile from the house, and I lived up on the hill. And one day I was headed to town. I had to go down the hill, and it was raining. Lord, it'd come a Johnstown flood that day. And so I'm going down the hill. And as I'm going down the hill, I see this thing in the middle of the road. And I'm squinting, trying to figure out what is that in the middle of the road. And it's moving. And the closer I get, I can see that it is headed up the hill. And I'm headed down the hill. And it's right in the middle of the road on the line. And I'm like, what is that thing? And as I get closer, I realize it is a beaver. And not only is it a beaver, it is a mad beaver. Because apparently its dam had gotten washed out in all the rain. And this was a beaver with an attitude coming up that hill right in the middle of the doggone, and he wasn't moving. And I eased on around him as I go down the hill, and I had to laugh because I thought, buddy, he wasn't moving for nobody. He was mad. He was looking for whoever had washed out the dam, and he was going to give him what for.
That's funny.
That was the only encounter I've ever had with a beaver. But boy, I was a beaver with an attitude. Let's see. He says, have it checked for pine bark beetles. They tear pine trees up. No, this is not a pine tree. The pine tree was up in my yard. This is a maple tree.
Someone said put carpenter ants on it.
There was two maple trees out in front of the house. One was over on the left side and one was over on the right side. There's both right out in front of the house there in the city's right of way between the sidewalk and the street. And the one on the right side is the one that fell and hit the house and tore the house all to boogers. And now the other one is still standing. At least it was as of me coming back here to the studio in the back of the house, because I've tried not to spend a whole lot of time in the front of the house today because I don't want a tree falling on me again. That was not a pleasant experience, and I just wish not to relive that. Once you've heard that noise, you just don't get that out of your head. So, yeah. But yeah, I watched the whole trunk of that tree just all day today. Every time I looked out the window. And I'm like, that can't be healthy. It can't be.
I could just see the center of it just imploding because it's all hollow, and then the whole thing toppling over.
Well, the way the other one went down, it was about 4 foot up from the ground, and it tore out at the ground and at an angle to the 4 foot peak on the other side of it. And now it's got that great big old jagged piece sticking up out of it, which the city could have come with their chainsaw. They had their chainsaw out there the next day, cutting the piece out from the sidewalk. Why didn't they cut that stump off instead of leaving that out there? I mean, not only is it a liability, but it's also an eyesore. Should I ever get this place straightened up and want to sell it, I couldn't sell it with something like that sitting out in front of the house like that. And they left that stump across the street over there too, where that other tree went down. I don't know what they're thinking. They could have taken that chainsaw and just cut that stuff off. And I mean, it might not have been really pretty, but it wouldn't have been a liability until they got a stump grinder out here to grind them down. But no, they're just trying to leave as big of a mess behind as they can possibly leave.
Yeah, doing the as little work as possible.
Even when I had said, the whole thing's upset me so bad. I even had a little tree in the backyard, little crabapple tree, and I had my maintenance guy take it down. I said, no, I don't want any trees on the place now. I said, and that one I have control over. I want it out. And so he cut it down. And as things work here, you take all your brush and all, whatever you got, and you pile it up out on the alley. And then the city comes by and loads it all up and takes it away. So when they did that, they tore the grass all up beside my garage, just big old gouges in it, so that you can't even run a lawnmower over it now. And I'm thinking, you idiots did that on purpose. You didn't have to do that. You're just, you're just trying to make matters worse here is what you're doing.
Sucks.
So, this is the kind of crap that I'm living through. I don't know why. I don't know what in the world that I've done to deserve it, because up until August the 11th, I'd pretty much stayed home, tending to my own business, left everybody alone. But for some reason, they've just decided to pick the hell out of me and cause all kinds of disturbance here and cost me a boatload of money.
Kick butt and take names.
Yeah. So, well, let's see. I was looking over the chat, and Luanna's asking Frankie some questions there. So I think they're done with us. We can probably call it quits. Next week is the 18th. As far as I know, we'll have a show on the 18th. I put up and that's when the fight started a while ago. And there'll be a Heifer Haven free advice come out here in a little while. So watch for that one to come up. And I'll see you all on the interwebs. Night, everybody.
Good night.